So today we have Shivani York and Srivat Lakshmi from Time.com, and they did a great demo of a social list on Time.com. So Shivani, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And
Sure. So I'm the Director of Web Development and Product Strategy at Time.com, and we worked over the last month or so with Patrick and Google to implement the new Friend Connect and new APIs and cloud computing for Time lists.
Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit more about Time List, what it is?
So the time list concept is we do a lot of our daily lists. We do a lot of specials that are daily by nature, weekly by nature, and quarterly by nature. For our daily list, which is the one that we're going to start off with, they take the form of top 10, and they can be very, they're sort of like some of them are very fun and personal by nature. They're a different perspective of the current day's news. So I'll give you an example. Some of the recent ones have been top 10 iPhone apps for moms, or top 10 movie catchphrases. So when you think of lists like that, they lend themselves very well to be personalized, to be ranked by users. So our edit team creates those top 10 lists on a daily basis, and then we also do other lists as well, but we're going to start with top 10. So the concept here was, the challenge that we threw at Google was, how do we make these lists more fun, more interactive, and more social by nature? There were a couple of catches to it too as well. We didn't want to create a big application load at the bottom. We didn't want to create a separate community or a separate social network. We wanted to be able to leverage social networks that were already out there. And we wanted it to be fun, easy to use, interactive, and easy to build, which, being a small development team, we wanted to make sure that this wouldn't be a big overhead in a 10-month project. So that's where you guys came in.
Yeah, so tell me about the user experience when they're experiencing these social lists. What does it look like?
So the experience that you'll see, which will be live on Time.com in the next few weeks, is you will get our editorial list, which is the full list of, so if it's top 10 iPhone apps, you'll get the 10 iPhone apps that are selected by editorial team. And then users will get the ability to rank the list and make it their own. So you'll get an interface that'll allow you to drag and drop that list into your own rankable form. You can take 3 of the top 10, or you can take all 10 of the top 10. Then you can sign in with any of the open social networks. You can sign in with Yahoo, Google, Facebook, OpenID. And then once you sign in, you can then save and share that list to your Twitter. You can share it on your Facebook. You can email it to friends. And the exciting thing is that once you share that list, that URL is yours. And it's unique to you. So you can come back as a user and look at your list, delete it, create new ones. So it just becomes, it takes that one list and gives the users the capability to create hundreds of lists that they can make their own.
Excellent. So what are you expecting from these applications? Do you have any expectations, or is this an experiment to see how it goes?
It's something that we've been brainstorming about for the last few months at least. I mean, it has both advertising implications as well as user implications. What we're hoping we'd get out of it in the short term is give users fun things to do with our lists. I mean, our lists are a huge engaging area on our site. They're very sort of click-through by nature, so people come to it, they're short form, they usually include a video or a photo on top, and there are maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs on each page. You can easily click through. And like I said, the subject matter for some of those lists is so interesting, it sort of reminds you of something. So if, top 10 iPhone apps, I mean, everybody who uses an iPhone app has an iPhone app that they like. So why not give them the ability to create their own version of it? So what we're hoping to get out of it in the short term is to build user engagement, to make the list more sticky, and to take advantage of the viral nature of Facebook and Twitter, and give people sort of the ability to customize the list and make it their own. Longer term, I think it has implications both in the advertising side, because I think this is something that will be a very exciting product for advertisers as well. I mean, imagine if we created an editorial list and we also had an advertising-driven list that was related right next to it, and you can take both and share both and create fun concepts out of both of those. And then we also do larger lists. We do quarterly. We do best of everything, top 100, top 100, which is list of 100 most influential people. Imagine taking that and building your own list of my 10 most influential people that have influenced me personally. So then the time edit list becomes very viral and very personal and very interesting to each user in a different way. So we're hoping that it'll drive engagement, build additional page views, and we get to take advantage of the viral nature.
That's great. Thanks very much, Shivani. Shrivats, do you want to talk about the technical aspect? How was this implemented? How long did it take? And what the architecture is?
What was happening is all our pages are cached, which means basically it's a static page, and we don't want to put any more load by integrating with it's Facebook Connect, Google Connect, Friend Connect, whatever. And we were using jQuery APIs from Google, and which really helped us integrate with the Google Friend Connect here. And most of the logic is in JavaScript. So the JavaScript is Akamai cached in our servers, so we are not reloading the JavaScript again and again. It's already cached, so it's not going to put any overload on our servers or anything. And we don't want to maintain a separate database for the user login authentication information. So one good thing with integrating with Google Friend Connect was we used App Engine from Google too, and it's really good. And we can have all the logs in the App Engine. We know the user information, like who logged in, what's the network, what list they are trying to create, how many they swapped, whether they just did 1 or all the 10 or something in between 1 and 10. And we are really proud to be a partner for Google's Friend Connect.
Yeah, we're very happy to have you as a great use case of this kind of new architecture. So to summarize, you go to a static HTML page, and then you have jQuery that loads that is used to do all the user interface. And then you have Google Friend Connect for the authentication and security. And then you use the security token, is that it, that Friend Connect gives you?
Yes, the security token with the user ID and the network ID is being sent to the App Engine on the server side, and the App Engine returns back the security token, whether it's a valid user or not, so that once the user creates the list, the App Engine gives us a new user information. It's going to be some numeric value, so it's going to be unique for each user. And the good thing is tomorrow you can show that, okay, Patrick created this list, and you share it with everyone and say, see, my list is there in time.com. It's going to be a good sign for everyone.
Yeah, so you generate these unique URLs, and then all the dynamic content is pulled from App Engine dynamically on the client side.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a new type of architecture where you have your data repository somewhere else, and you're doing these JSON peoples. And thanks to the security token, you can do a REST call on the server side to make sure the user is who they say.
And one good thing is all the data is going to be stored in App Engine, and some point of time, if we want to do some internal community or whatever inside time.com, we can just export everything from App Engine, so we have all the user information. We just dump it into the database.
Right, and if you remember, one of the sort of the challenges that I'd thrown to you guys was that this was easy to build. So we didn't want to have to build a database and then build the architecture. So it was having Google's App Engine there was a huge help to us. So the data is there for us and available for us to use when we have our own community. But for now, we didn't have to create a new database, new servers. So it was just very quick to get it up and running because of that.
Great.
Yeah, we also integrated with Facebook commands, and only thing we missed there is we don't store the data, and we don't know who commented, what is happening, because everything is one Facebook. With this Google Friend Connect, as it is stored in App Engine, we have all the details over there.
And another feature that I forgot to mention earlier was, so as not just people being able to share their own list, another thing that you guys implemented that was terrific was being able to see a user view of our list. So there's the editorial driven list of top 10 movie catchphrases, and then there's a version that people can come to and see this is how everybody in the community on time.com and Google and Yahoo and Facebook have ranked it, and this is what they think is the top 10 movie catchphrases or top 10 iPhone apps. And even if you don't play around with the list, and even if you're not a highly engaged user that creates their own list, it's just interesting to come back to see the two different versions of the list. And I think that's where sort of we'll catch a lot of users that are skeptical about trying their own version of it.
And the other good thing is, as we have implemented Google Friend Connect, it's site-based. It's not like a list-based or anything. Once you're signed in future, if time.com decides, okay, we need some rating for this list, give stars, put some comments, whatever, it's going to be one easy step, like maybe a couple of hours to a day to integrate that.
Yeah, because you own the data.
Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed by the time that it took you guys to build it and get it up and running. I mean, I seriously didn't think that you guys would be able to do this by the conference.
The whole concept was done in less than 3 weeks. So
it took 3 weeks. That included use cases, designs, building the database, doing all the back end work. So it's the time to get it up and running, the speed of it is quite amazing.
It was a really fun project.
Staying up till 3 a.m. doing it.
Yeah, as usual.
it's worth it. See, there is good response over here, and many people liked it. So we hope we will launch the real version sometime mid of June, so that we give users the ability to make their own lists.
That's great. I look forward to see that live.
Yeah, us too. We're very excited about it.
And so, tell me about the statistics. So, how do you see how other users have rated these lists?
So you have to do some work to see how other people have rated the list. So the user interaction right now, or when we launch, will be you have to create your own list in order to see how the rest of the community has ranked the list, which we think is a better user experience because you sort of get something at the end of creating a list. And then you also get a histogram, which you implemented recently. So you get a version of how users have ranked this list, and you also get little charts, which are very interesting to see on how each item has been ranked by the user. So it's just another view of how that list was rated by other people.
Yeah, it's going to be a percentile sort of like, so let's say there is something on the first list made by editors, and maybe the users didn't like it. It's going to be, many people would have rated that as number 10, something like that. It's going to be a good and clean graphical representation of how everyone has rated this.
Right, and as I mentioned, these lists are highly engaging for our users. We get tremendous page view numbers on these. So we're just hoping that by launching this, we increase that engagement on our site.
We're excited to see how it will go. Actually, it would be really interesting to get some numbers if you can share some, like a month after launching that, or
definitely
within a certain period of time, to see how more engaging these lists are.
Yeah, and modify it if something isn't working.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is a new API released by Google Friend Connect. It was released like 2 months ago, so
yeah.
I think there is some work involved in both time.com side and the Google side to make it more optimized. Everything has to happen.
Oh yeah, the application is quite cutting edge. So here you're using the Google Friend Connect JavaScript API that's only 2 months old.
And REST API.
The REST API, which is also 2 months old.
Yeah.
There's Google
and I believe
App
this is
Engine.
the first site using both of those and going live.
I think you're the first big site who's going live with these. Except maybe for Huffington Post, they did a demo as well. I think they're using, I don't know if they're using both. I think they're using the REST API on the server side. I need to double check with them. But essentially, the Huffington Post and Time.com are the first ones to go live with this.
That's great.
And then you're using App Engine, and you're using the Charts API for
right.
these charts.
It's full of Google products. That's what made this list.
Right. And I think, once we get to the larger list, the 100 list, the UI will be very interesting. because we're going to have to make some changes to let people be able to easily browse through the 100 and create their own version of each list. So we'll come across that bridge over the next few months, but we're excited about launching it for the daily top 10 and then expanding it out to rest of our specials.
Hey, great. I look forward to see that live.
Great, thanks Patrick and Srivatsa for all your help. And we also have a third person which is actually missing from the interview, Henry Chan, who tremendously helped, and he did all the front end work.
Henry should have been there. He spent lots of nights coding that application.
Yeah, he may be catching up on sleep at this point, so can't blame him.
I'm pretty sure he needs it. Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks Patrick.
Thank you.